How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
It is the best of Archer behind us.
I don't think so. I mean, what we've all got to remember here is he's had multiple injuries. He's been out of the game for a long time. If I was Jofra, and I'm a big Jofra fan, I've watched him over the years, I'm really pleased that he's backing up games, that he's playing consistently, that he's able to play consistently, that he's probably having a little bit more faith in his body now, that he can keep bowling. Okay, it's only 4 overs, but in the 50-over game, 10 overs. So I think that's a huge plus. He looks strong. There's a little bit of analysis that goes on with us in the media. He's perhaps not quite, I mean, his great strength was his leg was braced there and he was really high and the wrist position was able to come through and down and he got a bit of pace and bounce off the surface. Now he's a little bit more leaning leg side. He's not quite as high and therefore perhaps not quite. That's the technical stuff. I'm going to move over that.
We love the technical stuff, by the way, if you want to talk
more.
more.
Role, I get that. Yeah. But actually for me, so you have to evolve, don't you, as a player? What's the next layer look like for Jofra? If you're not necessarily going to get all that pace and bounce, where are you going? Variations. Are you outthinking batters? I think that's the next thing for Jofra. I think the next month or 6 weeks in the IPL is going to be a huge learning curve for him. And just backing up games, getting more consistency, getting more belief in the body, and working out what the next layer looks like. I think that's going to be a big thing for him.
Yeah, I think so. And also, we have not seen him use the crease much. He doesn't go wide as much because, as Nick said, if he's bowling or angling it in, if he comes a little wider, even if it straightens, we all know it is difficult. But he's just bowling from the same spot. We have seen that in Champions Trophy as well. And he loves to bowl short somehow in the subcontinent, and he has to realize that when you bowl short in the subcontinent, it opens up the entire ground for the player, for the batsman. But somewhere where he has pace and bounce, maybe, only the fine leg or the third man come into play. But here you can hit him all around. So, he just needs to make that adjustment mentally.
Yeah.
Because he has the skill, he has the pace, he still is a great competitor. So
Just summarize his last 12 months, because I think, Matt, the T20 World Cup in the Caribbean, we did see shades of the best of Archer. And then the Champions Trophy, we definitely didn't. The India series here, he definitely didn't. So how has that graph actually gone for Archer?
Well, you're spot on. I think he actually had a really good T20 World Cup.
Right.
I think he was probably England's standout bowler in that tournament. Admittedly, they didn't have a great time of it. They reached the semis, but never really looked like they were a genuine contender for that title.
Well, they didn't have the advantage of knowing where the semi is going to be played.
Of course.
Now, move on.
Then, since then, it's probably not gone quite as well. I think particularly this year, obviously, as Rayudu suggests, he struggled a bit at the start of the year when he came over to India. And then Champions Trophy was an interesting one, actually. I think with the new ball, it was genuinely pretty good. But he really struggled when he was coming back to sort of back it up in the second or third spell. And yeah, you can see there the economy rate, not what you'd want. He did take 6 wickets in 3 games, but those were almost exclusively with the new ball. And then where he struggled was trying to shut people down at the end. I mean, particularly that Australia game is the one that sticks in the mind, where Josh Inglis was absolutely nailing him for 6 over the leg side time and again.
I think we've got to keep a bit of context as well to this. I mean, the other day, Pat Cummins went for, 60?
Yes.
Yeah. Rashid Khan last night went for nearly 50. I mean, you're talking about iconic bowlers in the world game at the moment. They're also, not always going for 25 off their 4. So I think where I'm coming to is the expectation levels on Jofra Archer back in the UK are huge. Because of what he's done in the past, because of what happened in World Cup, the Super Over, all that sort of stuff that surrounds the backstory of Jofra Archer is, why is he not doing that every game? Just bowled in Indian conditions, subcontinent conditions for a couple of months, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Give the guy a bit of a break. I'm pleased that he's got some cricket behind him. I think he'll get better.
When you say give him a bit of a break, it takes me to my next question. Is he the kind that the more he plays, the better chances are that he'll get back to his best? Or is he the kind that actually can do with a bit of a break now, just given the India series, the Champions Trophy, potentially the IPL? I mean, it's not a conversation that could happen in reality. Franchises paid big money for him. But what do you sense is the best way to handle Archer?
Well, he'll need a bit of a break as well. They'll need to get that balance right because, from what I understand, he wants to play Test cricket.
So you can't play 14 games then.
That's another layer here, by the way, because Test cricket against India is not far away. And so you're going to want to have him fit and fresh and firing and ready to go and bowl all those overs that are going to be required in Test match cricket. So if he has a full IPL and bowls every game, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
I feel it's just a transition phase in his career after his injury, where we all have gone through injuries, and after that you're never the same player, your technique's never the same, and you need to have those adjustments. I think it's just that phase that he is in, I agree with you. He will come good eventually.